Boom! What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the latest episode of the Tim King Show. As always, your boy TK in the house. And if you're watching live, you can tell I'm not alone. I got the face that runs the fantasy space around here. Streetz, what's good, bro? Welcome back to the TK Show. How you doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic. And actually, I like this. See, this is I get to kick back a little bit, put my feet up, just relax. I don't have to control all this shit like it's a NASA freaking control booth.
The roles are reversed. If you watch what we did last year, if you watch what we did on Roto Slappers or Floor Slappers or the Wrestling Index, whatever we were recording at the time, I was always hosting and Streetz was on the other side. Streetz is doing his thing with Roto Slappers now, man. Like I said on Saturday, I'm so proud of Streetz. And look at us. We're jacks of all trade. This is the third show we're doing together. It was a fantasy football show. We got Streetz on a little wrestling show. And now we are here to do our 2023 MLB Predictions show. The season is just 2 days away, just about 36 hours from now. I'm very excited as a White Sox fan. Last year was the most disappointing baseball season of Streetz and mine of our lives. It was awful. We had World Series expectations, and we had our manager falling asleep in the dugout. So, Streetz, like, what's your excitement level going into this MLB season right now, man?
Between a 0 and a 10, 10 being the most exciting, I'm probably at a 15 at this point, I'd say.
Okay. All right.
That's
right.
probably my guess. Yeah, the White Sox are 1. I don't have to deal with, I think, 2020. Man, there was just so much helium in the White Sox, right? It was so fun being a Sox fan. And then Tony gets hired. And you're like, nobody liked it when it happened. And they said, okay, that his first year, which turns out to be, looks like just a crap ton of luck now with all the injuries and stuff they had. But anyways, he just sucked all the life right out of me as a White Sox fan. So I'm glad, hopefully they're healthy this year. And excited for that. And I'm also excited for baseball in general. Because good Lord, I'm ready for some fantasy baseball too. So
I was just going to say, man, you and Big Texas Blake, you guys have been killing Roto Slappers fantasy baseball every Wednesday night. Their final show, I'll be on it tomorrow night. We're doing a live draft of another points league, right? Not had to have another points league draft.
This will be points again, but this is it. Final one.
Yeah. So we got a live draft. It'll be right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. So that'll be exciting. I know you guys like the last one. We'll be doing that again. That'll be a lot of fun. It'll be Streetz, Blake, and myself. But yeah, go back and on BloodlineNetwork.com. Everything that Streetz has done so far as the Roto Slappers go, fantasy baseball rankings on there. He has all of his tiers on there as well. So if you need rankings going into your draft, I mean, he's got his catcher positions, first base, second, third, shortstop. He's got 1 through 60 starting pitchers on there. I mean, this dude has done his thing. He's put in the work. He's put in the research. So get on the website, BloodlineNetwork.com, and check out what Streetz has done. Just really, really awesome stuff there. And get on the YouTube Bloodline Entertainment Network and watch Roto Slappers. They will be moving going forward. Roto Slappers baseball will be moving from Wednesday nights to Monday nights going forward. So Mondays, 8:30 Central Standard Time. You'll see Streetz and Big Texas previewing the week, breaking down the past week, and talking all things baseball, kind of what we're here for tonight. And Streetz, really quick, what I wanted to do, because the offseason was wild as hell, man. And we always forget, we're 2 days away from the regular season starting. So we forget all of the wildness that happened this past offseason. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to do a quick rundown of what happened, and then we'll ask you what you thought the biggest impact was, and we'll go from there. Cool?
Just like this is perfect, because just like the waiver wire show, I'm going to do this while you do your Chris Berman, probably, of the MLB free agency recap. So go for it.
Yeah, I figured it might be kind of reminiscent of that for sure. But all right, man. So we got former MVP Jose Abreu, going and signing a deal with those sons of bitches, those Houston Astros. 111 wins. They win the World Series, or 106 wins. They win the World Series, and then they go and get Jose Abreu. Come on, man. Like, life is just unfair sometimes, dude. So Jose Abreu goes over to the Rangers. Or I'm so sorry, it's the Houston Astros. The Rangers JacobdeGrom. I mean, damn, JacobdeGrom to the Rangers. The Rangers be shelling out cash, dude. They got Marcus Semien last year. They got Corey Seager last year. Now they add JacobdeGrom as the ace of that rotation. We'll see if Streetz or myself, I guess I'm here, right? We'll see if we think that if the Rangers make the playoffs. So the Mets lose DeGrom. What do? They go out and they get JustinVerlander, and they pay that man $86 million for JV. So you're going to have Mad Max and JV running things like they did in Detroit long ago. So let's go. Let's see what else we got. We got TreaTurner, 11 years, $300 million. Captain America, Captain USA, Mr. Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. Oh, he lost in the finals. It is what it is. But TreaTurner, my God, did he put that team on his back? 11 years, $300 million for the shortstop to the Philadelphia Phillies. What a deal. Aaron Judge returned back to New York. 9 years, $360 million. The Giants and the Yankees were competing for his services. The Padres got in on some action. They went and got Xander Bogaerts, 11 years, $288 million. These guys are getting paid this offseason. Paid. Wilson Contreras, catcher market, Cubs, Cross City. Wilson Contreras is gone, going to the rival Cardinals. 5-year, $87.5 million. I know we are in the city. That one's going to hurt Cubs fans. And that one does hurt Cubs fans. That one's going to hurt the Cubs. I really think it's going to come back to bite them in the ass, man. That guy's going to be determined to kick their ass for the next 5 years. He wanted to come back here, and I think they really fucked that one up. But Wilson Contreras to the Cardinals, 5 years, $87.5 million. Braves go out. They trade for a catcher. They get Sean Murphy. Then they trade William Contreras to the Brewers. Little catcher flip there. Carlos Correa. What a crazy offseason. He agreed at first to a 13-year, $350 million deal with the Giants that went ahead and got ixnayed. He went ahead and got signed to a monster deal with the Mets that went ahead and got ixnayed, and he had to go back to the Twins. Ugh.
Sucks for us.
Ugh, sucks for us for sure, dude. I thought he was over there with the 7.6 WAR in San Francisco all the way across the states, and we would, we would deal with him a couple times a year, man. But instead, we're gonna have to see. I mean, we'll talk about the new rules and everything, the new division breakdown and how those games work shortly. So we won't have to see him as much as usual. We won't get the full 19 games. We'll still have to see him though. The Yankees. They went out and they got themselves maybe an ace. He was our ace. I don't know why we didn't re-sign him. 6 years, $162 million to Carlos Rodon. That rotation is nasty, dude. Garrett Cole. Now you got Rodon, Nestor Cortez, Luis Severino, man. They even got Frankie Montas there. They got a nasty roto there. The Cubs did make a move. They went out and got Dansby Swanson, 7 years, $177 million. I think he's going to be a great fit for him or for the Cubs and for the city as well. And then the Dodgers, they small move. They went got JD Martinez, 1 year, $10 million. Justin Turner got a 2 year, $22 million deal from the Red Sox. So they kind of like made a small trade there. And I think that about wraps it up, my dude. So of all those
trades,
yeah.
There was a couple trades.
What else? What else you got in there? Or what were the other big moves?
Sean Murphy, now Brave.
Yeah.
Wilson's brother goes to Milwaukee, and they deal. Oakland stockpiles prospects like they always do. That was a pretty big one, I think.
There. Yeah.
I can't off the top of my head. That's all I remember. So yeah, that's fine. You recapped it good enough right there.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks.
What else? You should have played the video, man. You should have just played the video because when you were bummed when USA lost. You were like, "What the fuck's the point? If you don't win it all, you're supposed to win it all." Basically, is what you said.
Yes.
So I thought I was like, you should have just played the video then. If you ain't first, you're last.
Well, Dak, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence. And nobody can hang with my stuff. I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine. If you ain't first.
Yeah, and we were last. And it's fucking just how it breaks down, unfortunately.
I wasn't trying to get just a big old hairy winning machine at this point. So
he is. I wasn't trying to get too emotional. I was just trying to get the facts out there. And
I thought it was a good. I think it did great. It did what it was supposed to do, and that's kind of what the end. Is what the end result was. Players all loved it. Like they all had a good time. Even so many stars are got a chance to shine on teams and from around the world at this point that maybe people never heard of or didn't get a good glimpse of and stuff like that. So,
all right. So we had the shortstop carousel. So TreaTurner to the Phillies, Dansby Swanson to the Cubs, Xander Bogaerts to the Padres, and Carlos Correa went to the Giants. He went to the Mets, and then he ultimately stayed with the Twins. So of those moves, what's the biggest impact? It's got to be TreaTurner, right?
Yeah, it's TreaTurner. Best player probably available, goes to the Phillies. Contract probably won't age well in a few years. I don't know what type of player he is per se for 5-6 years at that point. Maybe down the road it ain't going to be great, but yeah, for the next few years, probably still. I mean, look at him right now; he looks like he's still prime form. So that deal should be great for them for a couple years here. So that's the big one for me. I think Trey was the big get, and they went and got him.
Okay. Any fall off for the Mets with Justin Verlander opposed to JacobdeGrom?
No, I don't. Look, if JacobdeGrom, I'm sure they were tired of that charade a little bit, and they were probably. I shouldn't say tired of it. That's a poor excuse. Let's erase that. I'm sure that they were more concerned about it after the last couple of years of the injury, and the time off that he missed because of injury at that point. And I think Justin Verlander, sure, he's just like he's the craziest story I've ever heard at this point. Like, so old, getting hurt at Tommy John, and just all the stuff that you add into this guy's career at this point. That's keep telling a story is just pretty wild. And for what he's doing at his age is still pretty wild. But I just think that at this point they were like, yeah, we need to move on from JacobdeGrom. It hasn't worked out the last couple of years. It's been a little rocky. Justin Verlander coming right off a Cy Young Award seems to be aging well. So we're going to go and get that. I don't think there's really fault. I think they just replaced DeGrom with someone just as good as DeGrom in a sense. And I think the Rangers, if he stays healthy, got themselves one hell of a pitcher too. So,
yeah, top 5 pitcher in the game, I'd say, right?
It's a lot of shuffling. Kind of sucks for DeGrom to kind of get bounced out of New York like that when New York's trying to build up now and spend all that money and do all this crazy stuff. And Verlander's kind of getting stupid money, if you ask me, for what it's all going down. But yeah,
$87 million. My God.
For like a 40-year-old pitcher.
Right. 2 years.
That's
two years.
Wild. I know.
Crazy.
These high AAVs are kind of just insane, but it gets you when you're a billionaire owner who doesn't care that you've lost 150 million in profit, or that's what you're down. Like, he doesn't care. So I think it's easier for him to just say, screw it, I'll pay this guy 80 million. And if he sucks, I don't at least have to pay him for the next 5 years. So that's probably what it is. So
yeah, true, for sure. All right, dude.
People are getting paid stupid in Major League, stupid money flying around in Major League Baseball.
Otani's gonna get just paid.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about that. I got something. You'll see.
Cool, for sure. Let's get into the divisions. And instead of like doing divisions and then our 3 wild cards, let's just give our playoff teams from the division. Or do you think it would be easier if you want to just do division winner first and then go back and take our 3 wild cards? How do you want to go about it? I'll let you choose.
We could do divisions. That's fine.
Okay, cool. So AL East, who's your winner in the AL East?
My winner in the AL East is the New York Yankees.
Cool. Yeah. Any particular reason why?
For the most part, they stayed packed. They added Carlos Rodon to that rotation. So I know they're kind of banged up right now. But when they eventually do get Severino and Rodon back, you get Cole, Rodon, Severino, Cortez Jr., and we'll see what Clark Schmidt, the darling right now of spring in New York, can do. But they just seem to find guys that when they bring up, they're great. And they're not playing around. They're also bringing up the next Derek Jeter and Anthony Volpe to the big show at this point. So you got Judge still there. You got Stanton still there. When you look at some of these guys like lines, they don't always look so great, but they're all war darling. Like, a lot of these guys are just putting up 4 or 5 war seasons and stuff. It's crazy on that team, but that's what they are. So to me, they're still the powerhouse. They're still the team to beat in that division.
Yeah. I too have the Yankees to win. You had a good division there. You got Toronto and you got Tampa Bay. You 3 teams made the playoffs last year. You got Baltimore, who I believe was above 500 when the season ended last year, and the Red Sox were just right there as well. Killer division, but I'm not trying to sound repetitive here, but I too have the Yankees. I picked the Yankees to go to the World Series the last 2 seasons. I don't know if I'm going to do it again on the show. We'll see in a little bit. But the Yankees are going to win the division for sure. Let's get into a division that's going to be a lot of fun. The AL Central was a pretty weak division last year. Guardians and Twins pretty much dominated. Every time the White Sox got within a game or two, it went right back to 4 or 5 pretty goddamn instantly. Streetz, who do you got winning the division this year? You got the Guardians, you got the Twins, you got the White Sox on a bounce back. Hell
I got the White Sox winning it. I got to go home. I'm going to go homer a little bit while we're doing this. I have no choice, but they should have won. This is the window still open, right? Is that what?
I think it is.
Should be. That's what I'm guessing at this point. But I do like I think the fit is there for Andrew Benintendi this year. Oscar Colas will be there on opening day this year. Could be a sleeper rookie of the year pick at this point, considering he gets to start the season day 1 with them. I'm glad they brought Elvis Andrews back, who was a big, I know I hate saying clubhouse guy, but was a big clubhouse guy. He should play second base pretty well. And I like the defensive fit at second base. I think we're going to see with the new rules for the shift, I think a lot of teams drifted to bad defensive second baseman. That's what they did, because you can fade it by bringing the shortstop over. Or you could do this, and you could put 2 guys over there, and the second baseman's playing right field. So you were able to get away with a lot of bad power-hitting second baseman playing second base. So I think this year, a guy like Elvis Andrews, who moves over, has the range and everything, playing second base is going to help out. I think defensively up the middle, they should be pretty good. Obviously, they need to stay healthy, right? That's always the big thing. But if Luis Robert and Eloy Jimenez both stay healthy this year, the sky's the limit for them. The rotation's still pretty good. We hope Kopech takes a step, but I think there's still more left in his tank that we haven't seen yet. I think there's more steps for him to take. I think Giolito bounces back a little bit this year, and if both of that happens with Lynn and Cease, they should be good. Plus, they got a $40 million bullpen, so that should be good, even with Liam Hendricks out with the Hodgkin's lymphoma. But so White Sox all the day.
Yeah, man. Rest up, man. Get healthy soon for sure. I'm with you. Last year, I said the White Sox would not win more than 88 games. I just wasn't feeling it, dude. I wasn't feeling TLR going into the season, and I just wasn't feeling the hype. Like, I felt it in 2020. I wasn't feeling it last year. I'm fucking feeling the Pedro Grifol hype, baby. And if you don't know who that is, that's the White Sox new manager. I'm feeling that hype, dude. He brought Charlie Montoya over here with him, dude. There's good experience there in leadership, and they're stern. And like Streetz said, if we can stay healthy this season, the sky is the limit. When you look at the lineup, and you got TA and you got Robert, and then you got a good Andrew Benintendi with lefty stick coming up there, just for average. We don't need power. We got power all around. So you get some nice stick average right there, good contact, move the runners over. Eloy not playing the field this year. Tell me that's not going to make a huge difference, dude. So Eloy stick, give him in the DH, 35, 40 home runs. Call me crazy. 35, 40 home runs from Eloy this year. Moncada, he should be better. He should be much better. I mean, how couldn't he be better? He was fine with the glove, but man, that stick was bad last year. How couldn't he be better? Grandal, another guy who should do nothing but be better. You said it, $40 million in the bullpen. I expect a big year from Kendall Graveman until Liam Hendricks comes back for sure. That's starting rotation. Lucas Giolito lost 20 pounds in the offseason. It's a contract here. He wants to get paid, so he's going to be pitching, I think, like the old Lucas Giolito. Dylan Cease, I don't know if he's going to be as good as he was next year, but why? Why can't he? Or as he was last year, but why? Why can't he be? Lance Lynn, he's going to be healthy. He'll be back. Kopech's going to take that next step for sure. I really, really like this team. I mean, I'm a homer. Fuck it. You know, that a house divided flag behind me. The divided side, that's me, the White Sox fan. The wife's the Cubs fan. I'll go homer with this all day, man. All day. White Sox win this division, and they go over 88 games this year.
Amen.
My man. AL West. Who do you got winning the AL West?
The Houston Astros. I got winning the AL West. That's pretty easy. They lose Justin Verlander, so obviously there's probably a few questions about the rotation. How do they replace him? Maybe Lance McCullers. He has a muscle strain, but he's a possibility when he comes up. And then there's baby Verlander, Blake likes to call him, and Hunter Brown, apparently. So big sleeper there that we've talked about on Roto Slappers at this point. So Hunter Brown makes the rotation now at this point. And they just find guys like Framber Valdez has always been, Luis Garcia, Christian Javier. A lot of these guys are just very good pitchers. And obviously the lineup, they had Jose Abreu to already beastly ass lineup. So it is what it is. Altuve will be around for about 4 months out of this year. Going to miss about 2. Probably won't even miss him. Pena, they replace Correa with Pena like it's nothing, and then there's some seamless. Like all these other teams do this so much better than all of them. Like the teams I root for just have so many problems filling holes when they pull from within their organization that I just hate watching how other teams do it so freaking easy.
Okay. All right. So let's go. Oh no, I got to pick my bad. Houston Astros for everything Street said and the obvious. The division, you got the Mariners who made a good run last year. They got it out. They beat Toronto 2-0 in the wild card series. They got swept by the Astros. I mean, the Astros were on fire last year. The Angels will never do anything. The Rangers should be better. And I don't even know who I'm missing. But the Oakland A's obviously is irrelevant as it gets. So Houston all day for me. The AL wild card Streets. Who do you got as your 3 AL wildcard teams?
Okay. The first one, you just brought them up. Just don't think they overtake Houston for the division, but the Seattle Mariners will be one of them. Castillo, Ray, Gilbert, Kirby in that rotation. Awesome. That is a really, really good rotation. And obviously, you got the Julio Rodriguez and MVP candidate in him. They somehow managed to get Teoscar Hernandez, which I still can't figure out why the White Sox weren't in on that, but never mind. But they go get Teoscar Hernandez already added that lineup. And I think Jared Kelenic takes a step. So yeah, I like the Mariners this year. Rotation's good. I think the lineup has enough. I think they are definitely going to be one of the 3 wild card teams. Then it gets fun because my other wild card team it's got to be the Rays. At this point, right? How do you count the Rays out anymore?
Every year,
every
year. Yep.
They just piece together so much, right? They trade away they'll just trade their superstars. They're like, well, something's wrong with him. He's going to be good for like a year or something, and then never trade with the Rays. That's like the thing, the joke, the inside joke. Because you're going to lose the trade. They know something that no one else knows usually when they make these deals. They have some crazy analytics department that's just sitting there and they know everything about everyone. So yeah, it's got to be the Rays. They'll piece together some, obviously, Shane and Rasmussen and all these other guys are good pitchers, but they still find guys. The opener, they're like the king of the opener. They use openers when they need to and all this other stuff. And Wander Franco, I think, takes a step and finishes. I'll say he's not going to be the one when we get to that point, but I think my bold take is Wander Franco finishes top 5 in MVP voting.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then
so you got the Mariners in Tampa.
I got the Mariners and the Blue Jays are going to be another one. They'll make the wild card. Obviously, that lineup is insane. Literally bananas. They added Dalton Varsho too. Just another move I can't figure out why we didn't go and make. Especially when we needed a backup catcher who can moonlight as a damn outfielder, would have been perfect for them. But anyways, we're off topic again. Rotation, awesome. They're not. I think Jose Barrios makes a little bit of a return this year. He won't. I don't think he's going to be as bad as he was last year. And then you got the Manoah Gossman 1-2 punch. They added Bassett too. Let's not forget about that. So I think the Blue Jays would be my second one. And then unfortunately, I hate saying it, but the Guardians, they're the third.
Wait, hold up. So do you have Toronto? So you don't have Tampa Bay making the playoffs because you only get 3.
Oh, how many? I said
You got
Seattle,
Tampa Bay, and
Tampa.
Toronto.
Oh, never mind. Okay, that's 3. Yeah, that's the 3. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I thought I was shorter team. Okay.
All right, no, you're good. So yeah,
I
so you
would
got
say
your
I will say this though, because I do think the Indians are going to give the White Sox a run for their money in that division, and it's going to be close. So I thought I was short team, but that's going to go down to the wire.
good.
But I do think the Sox win it.
So I understand because I had 7 teams that I was trying to decipher between as well, including the Guardians and these teams that you have on your screen. So it's the Yankees, the White Sox, the Astros, the Mariners, Tampa, and Toronto for Streetz.
Yep.
My 3 wild card teams are as follows. The Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, everything Streetz just said. And I think that they're just going to continue to take the next step in getting better, that trajectory going forward and up. Seattle Mariners for everything Streetz just said and more. And again, that's another team on the rise in the Tampa Bay Rays. I mean, they do it every single fucking season. And it's nonstop. I had the Guardians. I did, but I had to take them off because I feel like the AL Central is a 1-team race. It'll be a 3-team race, but only one team will ultimately come out of the AL Central. I don't think anyone goes over 90 wins in the AL Central, whereas these other divisions are going to have multiple 90-win teams, and that's where you're going to see your wild cards. Whereas the AL Central might produce an 89-win White Sox team, and that's your only playoff team there. And the Guardians will be like a maybe 87-win team, 88-win. Like the AL Central is going to come down to it between the White Sox and the Guardians. I do feel that way, but I can't put 2 AL Central teams in the playoffs.
That's a fair one. And I think Texas is on the bubble too. I think they make towards the end of the year, they're probably hovering around what you need to too, but.
So mine, just like yours, Dan, we suck. We have the exact 6 in the playoffs: the Yankees, the White Sox, the Astros, the Blue Jays, the Rays, and the Mariners. So let's swing over to the NL East. A couple of great teams over here: the Braves, the Mets, the Phillies. You got the Marlins on the rise. Who do you got? Who do you got winning this division?
So my division winner is the Philadelphia Phillies. That's a pretty easy one for me. They will get Bryce Harper back at some point. I know Reese Hoskins' injury kind of sucks, but they'll find a bat to put out there at something if they need to by the deadline, or they'll just fill it with something that they can in-house until they get to that point. But they still have TreaTurner, Kyle Schwarber, JT Realmuto. I think you see got like Alec Baum and them take another step, guys like that. Bryson Stott. Rotation's still really good too. So I listened to by the way, if you haven't yet, we do have a Phillies podcast on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. So go check out that Phillies podcast. Do you know what is the name again?
Out of here.
With
Nick Dieterding, my dude.
Out of here. But anyways, it's kind of funny. When you have something good and you don't realize that it's that good, you tend to hate on it when it doesn't turn. Aaron Nola seems to have like the Lucas Giolito effect that we had the last few years, right? Where you finish with the 350, 370 ERA, 200 and something innings. Like they don't think he's the guy, but he's still a very good pitcher. So he's fine. I like Aaron Nola. I think he's going to be fine. Wheeler good, obviously. So bullpen, I think, is pretty good for them too this year. So the Phillies for me.
I saw a syndication. I read earlier 3 of the 7 experts had Aaron Nola as their Cy Young this year. So nice call there.
Yeah, see, I don't know why all the hate, unjustified hate.
Yeah, I like Aaron Nola. He was good for me in fantasy baseball back in the day at some point. NL East for me, it's God, like I said, it's a 3-horse race. You got the Braves, you got the Mets, you got the Phillies. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Braves. I'm just gonna be different. I do like the Phillies. Spoiler alert, they will be in the playoffs when I go ahead and get to the wild card. The Braves are just too solid. I feel like they're Tampa Bay, but they're better, and they're going to win the division. So give me the Braves to win the division. And let's go to the NL Central. What do you think? This is a two-team race with the Brewers and the Cardinals, or do you think it's a 3-team race in the Cubs with the addition of Dansby Swanson and that deep-ish pitching rotation gives those teams a run for their money?
So I do like the addition of William Contreras. I think obviously we saw what Willie Adames can do and Rowdy Tellez could do for the Brewers. And you should always have a chance when you have Corbin Burns and Brandon Woodruff as your 1-2 punch in your rotation. However, I still think it's a one-team race, and I think the St. Louis Cardinals are just going to fly through that division. So that's kind of what that lineup: Brandon Donovan, Tyler O'Neill, Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, Wilson Contreras, Nolan Gorman, Jordan Walker, Lars Nootbaar, Tommy Edman. There's just really, really good MVP caliber players in there mixed with a perfect thing of annoying. And that's what the Cardinals do best. Like high contact guys that put everything in play. They're hard to get out. Guys that get on base. Guys that'll just hit a home run. Like the Cardinals are just a really good organization. And they always have really good players on their organization. I think Jack Flaherty makes a little bit of a bounce back this season. But they always piece together a rotation anyways at this point. So I think the Cardinals kind of run away with this one. Cubs are close. Brewers, obviously, Brewers will be up there. They'll be in it.
Do you like the Brewers over the Cubs or the Cubs over the Brewers?
The Brewers over the Cubs.
Got it, for sure. And yeah, going back to the Braves, just looking at that lineup, I didn't have it in front of me. I was waiting to pull it up. You got Acuna, Matt Olson, Austin Riley, Marcell Ozuna, Michael Harris, Ozzie Albies, Sean Murphy, Eddie Rosario. I mean, come on, dude. That lineup's nasty. The Braves all day win that division. I just wanted to, back up my point a little bit. Anyways, NL Central, I'm with you. I don't need to say too much. I'm in full agreement with you there. It's the Cardinals for sure. That lineup is nasty, dude. Just those corners itself, to me, win that division. So give me the Cards again. And even last year, they started slow, and then they won like 25 out of like 28 games, something fucking crazy. That's what the Cardinals always do, man. Like you said, they're pesky. That's what they do. Give me the Cardinals. And let's go over to the NL West. 2-team race, 3-team race. What do you got? You got Dodgers, you got Padres, you got the Giants, Rockies, Diamondbacks. Who you got winning this division?
So my division winner are the SanDiegoPadres this year. I think they finally went out and outspent the Dodgers basically this offseason, and they're going to try to buy themselves a division title at least. The Padres, are a World Series favorite. There's no doubt about that. I'm not saying that they're guaranteed to win it, though, by doing this. But when you go out and add Xander Bogaerts and you already have Tatis Jr. and Cronenworth and all these other guys, right? So they go out, they get Xander Bogaerts, then they give up a shit ton of money to Manny Machado so he doesn't back out. Now they're working on Juan Soto because apparently they have some sort of they're just printing money in San Diego, although I did read that report that they're losing it. But yeah, that lineup's nasty, right? It's bananas.
Yep.
Bogaerts, Soto, Machado is as good as a 1-2-3 you're probably going to get. And Tatis Jr., 1, 2, 3, 4 that you're going to get out of all of baseball. And obviously the rotation's good enough, right? So I know Musgrove's hurt, but Musgrove, Darvish, Snell, guys like that. So they should be good enough. Bullpen's good enough too. So I think this is the year because the Dodgers, I think they're going to be good and they're going to win a lot of games. But I think the Dodgers are playing a long game for a certain reason for an offseason coming up.
Okay. All right. And yeah, man, I had originally penciled in the Dodgers, and then I pulled up this lineup. And this isn't even with Tatis in there. You have Bogaerts, Soto, Machado, Cronenworth, Matt Carpenter. I don't know why the fuck he's still in there. I digress. But, little DH action. You got Kim, Grisham, Austin Nola behind the plate, dude. And then, like you said, the rotation's there. That 1, 2, 3, when you come down to it in the playoffs, that's really all that you need. And that's a formidable 1, 2, 3 with Musgrove, Snell, and Yu Darvish. Plus, you got Hader at the back end. I think he's going to have a really nice bounce back here. Give me the Padres to win this division for sure. Absolutely. And let's swing it over to the wild cards. So 3 wild cards, Streetz. 3 wild cards. Who are your 3 wild cards from the National League?
Well, the Dodgers will be 1. Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman on the same team. JD Martinez, Will Smith next month. Like they still got enough. I do worry. It does suck that Gavin Lux went down. They probably need a bounce back at Chris Taylor, but Miguel Rojas, we'll see what he can do. They have prospects that they could bring up, though. Michael Busch, obviously, but either way, rotation's still solid. Julio Urias is a stud. Dustin may come out of nowhere. They're still good. I just think that they're waiting for Shohei Ohtani. And I think they're going to offer a shit ton of money to get him.
That's the strategy, you think?
I think they set back. They let Trey go. And they're like, yeah, we're going to sit back this offseason, kind of just do our thing. And we're going to go get Shohei Ohtani this offseason because that's what the Dodgers do. They'll probably write him a check for $500 million.
Right? $500 million. Yeah, absolutely. Hey,
but
at least they'll get to the playoffs.
Obviously, the Mets are going to be the other one.
Mm-hmm.
I, for the love of God, that you don't spend that much money to not at least make the playoffs. And we just talked about it before. They lose DeGrom, but they had Verlander. They went and got the Kodai Senga. So the rotation's still pretty good. They almost had Carlos Correa, and they almost talked him into coming there for all that money to play third base too. They almost moved him off like an A-Rod type of thing at that point to do so. But yeah, I mean, the lineup's still pretty good. But yeah, so the Mets will be there. And then last but not least, obviously, I agree with you that they'll be right there for the division also is the Braves. So
yeah.
And don't forget, the Braves even added Sean Murphy. So they went and got one of the best overall catchers in Major League Baseball this year and added him to them. So.
That lineup's fucking nasty, dude. So your 6 playoff teams. You got Philadelphia, St. Louis, San Diego, the Dodgers, the Mets, and the Braves.
Yep.
So my 3 wild card teams. I wish I could say they were different from you, dude. I got the Dodgers, of course, for every reason. I still think they have a very nice lineup. They have a good pitching rotation. Urias could be the MVP or the Cy Young this year for sure. And Clayton Kershaw still a very nice year last year. I think he's going to have another good year this year. The Mets, for everything you just said, that lineup is still very good. The pitching rotation is disgusting. But you can throw Nemo, Marte, Lindor, Pete Alonso, McNeil right there. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as formidable as any in the league for sure. The Mets are solid. And the Phillies. Phillies are disgusting. I think the Phillies could go back to the World Series. The Phillies might have the nastiest team 1 through 26 in all of baseball. I just think there's something about the Braves that they own that division. So I think the Phillies are going to have a fantastic year, but it'll just have to come from the wild card spot. So those are my 6 teams as well. And ironically, we have these same 12 teams. That's wonderful for sure.
Like I said, the Cubs and Brewers will be around. I think the Cubs will be better. Brewers will hang in there for a little while for a wild card, I think. And then I think the Diamondbacks are going to be fun. They're not going to win a wild card spot, but they'll be a fun team this year.
All right. And yeah, I don't really have anyone competing for that's it. Those 6 teams for me in the NL it's those 6 teams. I don't see anyone other than those 6 teams. It's pretty concrete for me. And I'm not going to sit here and ask you back and forth, what do you think? You're 3 versus 6? Fuck all that bullshit, dude. Let's just go right to the ALCS and the NLCS. Give me your final 2 teams in the American League and who wins the ALCS to get to the World Series.
If I had to guess, it's hard. I guess I'm trying to figure out the format in my head so the 2 teams can actually meet up because if
there you go. So you would probably have the Yankees in Houston get the bye. The Sox aren't going to get the bye. So you would have the White Sox against Toronto and then the Mariners against Tampa. The 2 winners going against the Yankees in Houston.
So that's how it would go. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's the wild card teams against the division winner and then the other 2 wild card teams. And then it's a best of 3 and then they move on.
Yeah, I found so it makes it easier for me to look at visually see this now that I'm doing it. Okay. Yeah, for sure. The Astros, I think they take the 1 seed and they get to the ALCS again. However, I think that so if I pick the so I think they're going to end up falling in there, and it's going to be Seattle versus Houston, 2 division rivals in the ALCS this year. I think the rotation is just too good. I think in Seattle.
All right. Damn. Cool. For
I got to be
sure.
bold a little bit. I would love to say the White Sox there, but let's face it.
Oh, so you got Houston and Seattle. And for me, I'm going to do this exact same one that I do each and every year. I'm going to go Houston versus the New York Yankees. And for me, I'm going to go ahead and just give you my team that's going to go to the World Series here. And then Streetz, let me know. I'm going to take the Yankees. I'm going to take the Yankees in an upset. I think on paper and what I see the last 2 seasons, the Astros just dominate the Yankees. Do I think Carlos Rodon maybe makes that difference? I don't know. Maybe the loss of Verlander plus the addition of Rodon in New York. Abreu, God, how do you not take Houston to go back to the World Series? That is so damn tough. I'm just going to do it because I've done it every year. No, I'm not a Yankees fan, but fuck Houston. I'm going to take the Yankees to the World Series. Who you got going to the World Series, Streets?
Ready for some bold?
No way.
I'm going to take the Seattle Mariners to go to the World Series this year.
Wow. No shit.
Yeah, I think the rotation's pretty legit. Luis Castillo, it's definitely anchored, and I think it's a nice 5-man roto, and that's pretty tough. And I do think, I know he was promoted to president of baseball operations, but anytime you have a Jerry Dipoto ran front office, the one thing he's not afraid to go do is he'll go add to it, right? So I think the rotation's set already, and I think a big hitter of some sort will make its way available come trade deadline, and I know Jerry Dipoto, and he'll go get it. So I think they're going to add a bat to that lineup to go with MVP candidate Julio Rodriguez at this point, who goes 30-30 this season. And yeah, from there on out, they're going to go get a big bopper is what they're going to go get. Yep.
Cool, dude. Yo, I love it. I love it. The Mariners. So Street's got the Mariners. I got the Yankees. I go conventional.
The one thing about baseball is a lot of times we can hate on it, but the big money doesn't always win it. And there's always there's a little bit of parity with teams at times, and they do make some runs. So I think we see one of those this year.
Love it. NLCS. Who is your NLCS, Streets? Who do you got getting there?
My NLCS this year is going to be the Padres. I think get back there this season. I think this will be the year of San Diego. Because they've done everything that I wish the White Sox, how they would have done it when they did the rebuild. But I think San Diego will be one of the teams. And I think it's going to be this. I think it's going to end up coming down to San Diego versus Atlanta.
Okay, so you don't have Atlanta winning the division, but
I don't
you
have
them
them
winning the division. You have them winning the wild card.
Yep.
And I as well. So I hate to be basic and have the same as you, but I got San Diego versus Atlanta as well. I love the Phillies. I really do, but I just don't think
it's hard to repeat back to back. And I think when I'm looking at the layout where I put the Braves and where they finish, I think they have a good shot on their half of the bracket there to go through. So
yeah, I too just think it's hard to get back there back to back years. And I got the Padres getting here, and I got the Padres going to the World Series. And I'm going to assume that you do too, based on you saying that.
I got the Padres going to the World Series. It's the year of San Diego. I think this is because it's going to play out perfectly, right? It's going to play out because then I just got to sit here and sulk in all of the see how you do it, Jerry. Like, this is how they went and they did it. They lost money, but they ended up, they're going to make more of it now they went bananas for season tickets this year, right? Like, you couldn't even get them anymore. That's how hot it got there for tickets to see the Padres. To probably a World Series now, and money won't even be a factor for that owner. That's how you build excitement and you do it. I had told you 2 years ago, it was right there. Like, in 2020, it's never going to fully change. It's just not how Chicago's ever going to work. But if the White Sox ever had a shot to sway some of the like a little bit, especially with the younger crowd and younger generation. I mean, Mark Silverman from ESPN 1000, his kid, he's a Cubs fan, and his one kid, because of 2020 and all the swag and all the fun and the home run chains and all the stuff that the White Sox had and they were winning, he became a Sox fan.
That's awesome.
So I told you, it's right there for them. It is all right there. And then what did they just, Jerry stepped in and literally killed it all. He was Jerry, and he ended it all before it even began. The Tony thing, the no premium free agents, everything. So he took all of the helium out of the balloon, and that's what it boils down to. So I think the Padres go on and they do it, and they show everyone this is how you do it.
Love it, bro. I dig it. And fuck it, dude. No, I'll be different. I'm not going to take the Padres. I'm going to take the Yankees, dude. I take them every year, and I'm going to take them this year. There's going to be no different. That rotation is sick. That lineup is nasty. You got DJ LeMahieu leading things off still. You got 3, 4, 5 of Anthony Rizzo and Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge, not necessarily in that order. That is just a nasty lineup mixed in with that rotation of Rodon and Garrett Cole, my Cy Young, Garrett Cole. And you got Nestor Cortez and Luis Severino and Frankie Montas. Like I said, give me the Yankees. Fuck the Padres, because they everything that I want to be. Fuck the Padres. No, they're going to have a great year, though, man. I respect the hell out of everything that you said and how they put this team together. And quite frankly, I would have taken the Padres right now, but I'm going to be different. Let's be different. Let's not be the same. So I'll go with the New York Yankees to, I don't think, when was the last time they won a World Series? It's been a long time. So give me the Yankees to get another one.
Nice. I got another reason for that too. You'll see in a second. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's really it. That's all we got for the predictions. And then we can do a couple of awards. You want to talk about?
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Awards. You'll see why I like the Yankees. Will be a good pick too. But go ahead.
Cool. Yeah. So let's do. We're just gonna do a couple quick awards, and then we're gonna ride out of here for the evening. We'll do MVP for each league, and we will do Cy Young for each league. We can do Rookie of the Year for each league, and I don't really care about Coach of the Year, Manager of the Year. Let's just do those three, and we'll call it a day. Let's start off with, you want to do Rookie of the Year first? Let's do the most boring, and then
sure.
We'll do MVP last.
But it's a good segue into what you were just saying, so that's why it's good.
Okay, cool. Let's go. One
and
second. All right, Rookie of the Year. Go ahead, Streetz.
AL Rookie of the Year is Anthony Volpe from the New York Yankees.
There you go. Your
so
boy.
Only hoping you're to get to the World Series when they now have a superstar shortstop in AL Rookie of the Year.
All right, so that was easy enough. And let's see who I'm gonna go with. And all right, so I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. I'm just gonna go with the guy that I've heard these guys talk about 502 times on Roto Slappers, and my boy Bakley Cage My IQ. Go check him out. This great MMA stuff. Gunnar Henderson. I'm gonna take Gunnar Henderson to be my Rookie of the Year this year. And Streetz, why am I taking Gunnar Henderson to be the Rookie of the Year this year?
Why are you taking him?
Yeah. Well, like, tell me about Gunnar Henderson. I've heard you guys talk about this guy.
Oh, you want to know? I thought you had a inside.
Yeah. I have no inside scoop.
Shit,
I'm asking you, why am I taking this guy?
No, yeah. So we never did it, but anyways, Gunnar Henderson, technically third base, but he's probably going to play shortstop too this year. Should be a 25 home run, 12 stolen base type of guy. I'm going to play a full year with them, which is the reason I'm taking Anthony Volpe and my NL Rookie of the Year, because I like to have the guys who play the full season with them, because you can accumulate the most stats if you're pretty good doing so, kind of like Julio Rodriguez did last year and Randy Rosarena did the year before. So, yeah, Gunnar Henderson, he's a really good player.
Okay, cool. That's my pick. I'm gonna stick with that pick. Good. Who is your NL Rookie of the Year?
Corbin Carroll.
Okay.
Also, he got the extension done with the Diamondbacks, so he's going to start the season 2. Exciting young player. Has insane sprint speed, super fast. He's going to steal a shit ton of bases, but got a little pop in that bat.
Got it. Cool. And because I heard about this guy on Roto Slappers a whole bunch this year, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Corbin Carroll as well. So I'm going to go ahead.
I mean, he's like the top prospect in baseball, so it's kind of hard to not take him. You could see one of those like you could see one of those like prime 2015 Charlie Blackmon seasons out of him, right? So that's kind of what I get at. Like could hit you 17, 15 home runs, maybe not 17, but like 15 home runs, might steal you 40 bases. So
Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right. So let's go to the Cy Young. We'll do the NL. Or no, we'll do the AL first. Let's stick with order. AL Cy Young. I already spoiled it. I'm gonna go with Garrett Cole. Dude's a stud, man. I don't was putting AL pitchers in my head. I don't got one. I don't got one to beat Garrett Cole for the Cy Young this year. You got Ohtani, of course. He's always there. Dylan Cease is going to be there. Maybe Framber from Houston. Framber Valdez from Houston. He might be up there. So that's going to be my Cy Young. I'm going to take Garrett Cole of the Yankees. Streetz, who you got?
My AL Cy Young, I have Shohei Ohtani.
Okay, cool. Easy enough. Easy enough. NL Cy Young, who do you got?
Oh, I got my guy. I ranked him 1 in my fantasy rankings this year, and I kind of like he was shafted by the Brewers, and he's like kind of pissed at them now, and he's going to be on like a fuck you type of mood all season. Corbin Burns.
Okay, all right. I dig that. And for me, I'm gonna go ahead and just say for shits and giggles, give me Aaron Nola of the Phillies to win it, or give me Julio Urias of the Dodgers. One of those two guys for sure. But give me Noah. I took him first. I'll stick with that one. Let's ride NL MVP. Who is your NL MVP, Streetz?
So I think just the fireworks and the insane run that he has continues. I think it plays right from the World Baseball Classic in. I think he has the best season of his career. And give me TreaTurner on the Philadelphia Phillies to win the MVP.
All right. And my MVP is going to be in that division. My MVP is going to be on the team that wins that division. He's going to be healthy this year. He's going to go 30-30. Give me Ronald Acuna Jr. for my MVP. And that's all I got, brother. You got anything?
AL MVP.
Oh, did we not do AL MVP?
Nope.
I skipped it right over AL MVP. Damn, so that's not all we got.
One more.
Right.
One more.
All right. Before you go, I'll go ahead and say mine first because I don't want to piggyback off you. And I think you might be doing a thing where you might go, he'd be doing both of the things. I'm going to go Ohtani this year just because he's Shohei Ohtani and he didn't get it last year because Judge got it when ultimately Ohtani probably deserved to get it. So give me Ohtani this year.
Yep. So I'm going to take Ohtani also. And for the first time since 2011, when Justin Verlander did it, Shohei Ohtani is going to enter free agency after winning the AL MVP and the AL Cy Young Award in the same season.
And then he's going to go and get a $500 million contract from the Dodgers, huh?
Yep. And the crazy part is that's how dominant Verlander was, by the way, in 2011. It was insane that a pitcher could even win the MVP, but Ohtani's going to do it because his bat is going to win him the MVP and his arm is going to win him the Cy Young. So, yep, that's how we got.
Love it. Yeah, I was going to take Trout, but it's got to be Ohtani. If Trout stays healthy, I'd love to see Trout do it, but I don't think Trout's going to steal enough bases to do that. But, whatever, we could see. But that's it, dude. I don't got anything else. You got anything else before we get out of here for the evening?
No. Let's see you on Monday. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow night, first off, on the Roto Slappers live final draft stream. And we're going to do some predictions, too. I'll send you the thing too. So if you want to help and take some guesses on this, but I came up with some fantasy awards for the Roto Slappers for baseball. So while we're drafting, we'll just do those while we're kind of shooting the shit on that stream. So check us out tomorrow night, 8:30. And then, and then Mondays moving forward for baseball. And that's what we're doing here. So Roto Slappers, 8 p.m. on Mondays, I'm hoping.
You guys are killing it, dude. Love what you and Blake are doing, Roto Slappers. Love what you're doing, period. Streetz is slaying it with articles on the website. Go on BloodlineNetwork.com. He's got fantasy football rankings. He's got fantasy baseball rankings on there. Like I said earlier, if you want his tiers before the draft this week or tonight, tomorrow, whatever, go up on there, look at his tiers. And he's just doing really awesome stuff, man. So check out Roto Slappers. It's going to be every Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
All baseball season. I'll be here. It's going to be a marathon.
We're going to kill it.
Baseball.
Slay it.
And I'm not going to let football die either. So that's the best part.
We just killed it this past weekend. Go ahead and watch the replay. Me, Streetz, and fantasy football bourbon dude, FF bourbon dude. Brad, he's an awesome dude. Go check out. We just did our running back tiers for Dynasty football going into the 2023 season. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time doing that. So football is definitely not going to die. We plan on doing a lot of football stuff Saturday still. But this week on the Bloodline Entertainment Network, we've got a huge week. It's WrestleMania week. So I know we're talking baseball here, but it's WrestleMania week. So we're always talking wrestling on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Tomorrow night, like Streetz said, Wednesday night, we got the Roto Slappers live draft. Tune into that. Thursday night, we got a huge show on WrestleBread. She's going to be hosting all of us crazy Bloodline Entertainment Network folk for a WrestleMania preview prediction show. It's going to be great. Friday, Ivan's going to be doing his thing with Bakley. They're going to be predicting NXT Stand and Deliver. They're going to be predicting ROH Supercard of Honor. And then, of course, we got Top Rope Wrestling and Clark Street Wrestling to round out Friday night. Saturday, Twitch only, Twitch exclusive, Bloodline Entertainment Network on Twitch. All right, WrestleMania Night 1 watch along on Twitch only, Twitch exclusive. Go follow us on the Bloodline Entertainment Network on Twitch. That's our week. Night 2, we'll be doing watch along, YouTube, Twitch, all over the place. And that's it, man. Streetz, where can the people find you on social media, brother?
You can find me at Streetzathon. You'll see me at Streetzathon. Look for the Roto Slapper too, also in that name. You'll know it's me then.
The Roto Slapper. That's him, man. He's that dude. He's the Roto Slapper, man. Streetz, thank you so much for coming on the show. You can find me at The Tim King Show on all major social media, all major audio platforms. Right here on YouTube, you can find The Tim King Show and Roto Slappers on The Tim King Show at YouTube. And most importantly, on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. You can find the Bloodline Entertainment Network at the Bloodline ENT on all major social media avenues and platforms. You can find the Bloodline Entertainment Network on all major audio platforms right here on YouTube and on Twitch. Most importantly, BloodlineNetwork.com for all of your sports, wrestling, and entertainment needs. Enjoy opening day, folks, and go White Sox.